Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Going to jump into a few articles, bouncing back and forth into history a bit and back into the current. And just to make a point here and to give you a quick refresh and update. Having said that, let's dive right in. Stellar Foundation eyes potential acquisition of Moneygram report. Stellar Development Foundation has contacted Moneygram International about a potential purchase of the 81-year-old remittance giant, and Stellar is partnering with private equity firm Advent for the possible deal. According to unnamed sources cited in the article, Stellar and Advent could decide not to push forward with the acquisition. But the San Francisco-based Stellar, a nonprofit that supports a blockchain-based platform enabling consumers and institutions to move money, made a $15 million USD investment in AirTM, a digital wallet and peer-to-peer exchange platform based in Mexico. Moneygram has drawn interest from a blockchain payment service firm before. In November 2019, Ripple completed the acquisition of a $50 million USD stake in the firm. A year later, it sold a third of its stake, and the firms agreed to wind down a partnership agreement in March of this year. And at that time, we had shown how they were already connected to Stellar. And, you know, the discussion that we made at the time is if Stellar was, or I should say, if Ripple was moving out, they were probably bringing Stellar in. And that was the direction of the conversation, was meaning that why use Ripple when they already had Stellar, as Ripple was made for banks and the Moneygram was made for retail, which is what Stellar is designed to do. So we had shown all of this, back even early 2020, and a lot of the maxis on all aspects were upset, and we took a little beating. But again, we've shown every single day, you're either here to support your company, maybe you're an employee, maybe you're paid by the company. But if you're an investor, it makes zero sense to be a maximalist and miss out on the opportunity. And my point that I had made from day one is it's nearly impossible to like XRP and not Stellar, as it was originally a fork. And then it just became more massive and an upgraded asset from there. But again, as Jed made or was involved with making Ripple's XRP, and now we have Jed making Stellar's XLM. Here are some of the articles that we discussed back then. Ripple partner Moneygram now says it's never used XRP or RippleNet. And then we had stated even back in July 12, 2020, Moneygram uses Stellar through Lightnet in a discussion here with RD Crypto. We had shown, Lightnet taps Moneygram to extend payout services to Southeast Asia. Even though this was February 10th, 2021, we'd actually discussed it in the year prior before. Then even in a video, May 2nd, 2020, we'd gotten into discussion of transfer to Singtel AI, SDT1, Thunes, Western Union, Stellar, and Ripple, because what we'd shown as well, Western Union partners with Stellar collaborator Thunes for mobile wallet transfers, Transfer 2 partners with Stellar.org to bolster international money transfers. Transfer 2 announces a rebrand with the creation of two market-defining companies, DT1 and Thunes. Western Union is set to use Stellar's blockchain for cross-border payments. Western Union partners with Thunes for Stellar-based cross-border payments, etc., etc. Only getting back into the discussion of, obviously XRP was one of our favorites of all time, and then Stellar had just secretly became so massive. Now it is what we've always called from day one, the twin. And I would say now this channel, we are on an even plane, XRP, XLM fans. So just different lanes, and I think it's nearly impossible to like one without liking the other. And as we joked even back then, if XRP, end quote, is stated to be a currency, then Ripple paid Jed McCaleb his payment in that currency. If you're paid to do a job, it doesn't matter what you do with your paycheck, so to speak. And that's what XRP is, a currency, Jed McCaleb. Having said that, to clarify, to make the point a bit more clear, we'd always said that with that currency, he could afford to buy everything else that he wanted in an acquisition to assure the success of Stellar. And with his financial success as well, he can afford to assure Stellar is very successful also. But having stated that, that's where we move into a different category because, Ripple is a for-profit and Stellar is a nonprofit, the Stellar Development Foundation, SDF. Kind of scattered and all over the place, but again, for us here at this channel, if you followed us, then you're not surprised by this report, but you do know that where we're headed is much, much bigger. It's only getting started. And I'm interested to see how we play out August and then where we're going in December. And yes, I'm kind of bouncing around because what I don't want to do is get too hyped up and treat this like we already saw this was coming. We've talked about this since 2020, actually prior, but even back into our videos, you can see even back to May 2nd, 2020, we were discussing these articles in the connection with Western Union and MoneyGram, as those are the two major money transfer companies. But I just want to throw a quick little update video on Stellar. Sorry for rambling so much in this video. It's just kind of a bit distracted tonight. Had a lot of things going on, and I wanted to have this quick discussion with you. But before we go, remember what we think we become. And I want to say thanks to our VIP on Patreon, Surfmeister, and to each one of you. And remember, this is not financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. Much love, and we'll catch you in the next one.